Okay, welcome back to my shop. So as you've seen, we have the heads off, valves out. So right here I have one of the heads off the 440 from my 1968 Chrysler 300. Today we're going to be gasket matching the head. So this is going to be just like the intake. So I have the intake gasket. I'm going to put it on the cylinder head, get it centered up. I'm going to grind out the perimeter, the inside perimeter of the head, intake head port to match the inside perimeter of the gasket. Effectively matching to the gasket, which we've already done on the intake. So when you put the intake on the cylinder heads, you're going to have both your intake ports matched up. So, hence gasket matching. So again, this is not a port job. This is not a polish job on the heads. We are not touching the combustion chamber anything deeper than, I'd say, probably an inch into the intake port. So I'll get the camera all ready to go and show you what I'm doing. Okay, so as you can see, I got the head here, got my gasket. So what I'm doing now is I'm securing the gasket to the intake side of the head so that I have my basically template to grind out. Now on the head you could kind of see the carbon buildup where the old gasket was and where the gasket wasn't matched to the head, basically, where the gasket and the intake wasn't matched. Now we're using the new gasket. It's not going to line up exactly with the old one, but we want to get it pretty centered up. And right here I have some bolts and some collars to help secure the gasket to the head while I'm grinding out the perimeter. Now these are 906 heads. They're already fairly good. I mean, they're a pretty close match already. I'm not looking to do a ton of grinding on them. So I'll get this all ready to go and then I'll cut to the grinding so you could see me mess up a perfectly good pair of 906 heads for a 440. See ya! Okay, we got the gasket on, secured. Safety first, don't forget your safety glasses. Last thing you want is a flake of metal in your eyeball. That's not good. Like the intake system, we're going to be using our trusty Harbor Freight die grinder, electric, and we have a carbide burr on the end. So I'm just going to trace the inside perimeter, get it cleaned up. I already did the one side of the head, so I know pretty much how much grinding is needed per port. It's really not too much. You just want to take this outside lip off of it. So here we go. Okay, we got the port done. As you can see, I was grinding away on this wall a little bit, and on both the edge, the ports on the outer edge, there's some casting marks there that I want to try to knock down. So I get a little deeper in there, just knock down that casting ridge, smooth it out a little bit. I can't go too far because I don't want to interfere with this perimeter wall. But that's essentially what you got to do. You're going to do this to each of the ports, just matching it up to the gasket. You don't want to go too crazy. As you can see, I'm going about 1/2 inch to 1 inch into the port. Okay, here's a close-up of the gasket matched port and the ungasket matched port. So you can see this is right to the edge of the gasket, where this one there's just a little bit of cast, a little bit of iron right around. Now you can see this edge is almost pretty good. You're just going to run the burr right up the side to smooth it out. The bottom needs a little bit, the corner needs a little bit, this side needs some. But it doesn't take a whole lot. You just want to get it all squared up to the gasket. So that's all you got to do. I'm going to finish out these other 3 ports and we'll be all good, ready to move on. Okay, so that's the quick and dirty on how I'm doing the gasket match on my 440. Subscribe to my channel to see the rest of this series and watch me put this engine back in the car. See you in the next video.